Welcome to Old Classic Car. 1920s Morris. Great little pop. Ashley 1172 Coupe. It's just a standard, I think. Phase 1s have these very narrow slatted grills. I'm trying to remember what that is. It may be an Albion.
Ford V8 powered, great stuff.
Chevrolet Bel Air. A little Vespa 400. What a great little car that is. Very nice. Well, good morning all, welcome to Old Classic Car. It is a Sunday morning, approximately 7:30 AM, and we are getting ready to go over to Audlem for the annual Festival of Transport. Little yellow cars over there. We are in the green Meanie, the V8 Pilot from 1950, and we are hoping for an excellent day. The weather forecast is set fair, so that always helps. Just had this running, given it a quick wipe over with a damp cloth, so we should be good to go. The Audlem Festival of Transport is something we try and do every year. We've been doing it for, well, this is probably our 17th or 18th, so yeah, we're certainly getting used to it. We're taking a variety of cars over the years: Volvo PV, the Morris Minor we used to have, Austin Devon. Last year we took the 1947 Dodge pickup, and this year it's the first time out at this particular event for the V8 Pilot, so we're really looking forward to taking this one. It starts over in Hankelow, and there's a bit of a road run down into Audlem itself, and the cars gather in the playing fields at Audlem, and the rest of the day is spent there, and it carries on till about 3 o'clock, and then cars start to disappear. So yeah, we're really looking forward to this one. The weather's looking great, which is always very, very encouraging, so we should be set for a bumper turnout of cars. Well, there we go folks, we have made it over to Hankelow for part 1 of today's Audlem Festival of Transport. And what do we see at the end of the row here but Dad's MGB GT? Somehow he beat us here. He's really put us to shame this morning. In pole position with the MGB. Harley's busy recording as well. Morning, sir. Yeah. Never heard of it. Other early risers this morning include the Series 1 Land Rover, the magnificent Austin 12, the little Morris van. Now, is this a J-type with the MO side valve engine, or is it the JB with the overhead valve B series? Bit hard to tell from out here, but either way, lovely little van. The Mark II Jaguar also beat us today. Wolseley 1500s, 2 of. Great to see them. 1 early, 1 late. An immaculate Triumph Acclaim. MGTF. And a couple of frog eyes next to the Pilot. More arrivals this early Sunday morning. Another Series 1 Land Rover, and behind that, an Austin 7. And Mrs. OCC brought the MX-5 Mark 1 today. It's looking unusually clean, although the flies do seem to like it quite a lot, being bright yellow. And next to that, an XR3R Cabriolet. It's the old wartime military Morris commercial. This one's a regular here on the Audlem Festival of Transport. I'm seeing double. Stunning bullnose Morris is next to arrive on this glorious Sunday morning. What a Bobby Dazzler that is. 1920s Morris. What a Fantastic car for a day like this. Land Rover with a difference. MGC. Yeah, Hankelow, where we are now, is just a couple of miles down the road from Audlem itself. I'm not filming a tree. This lovely old cast iron road sign here. Ford Mustang follows MGB. Here we have a Renault 21. Regulars to the old classic car channel may remember this one from videos such as Crewe Heritage Centre and Hopley House. Ford's finest heading into view now. You can hear the whine of gears behind me as well. Oh, great little pop. Ford Prefect. MGTF. Another Ford Prefect, they timed that well. Talking of Fords, Mark III Ford Cortina GXL, a somewhat lowered 100e behind that, and a stunning standard Vanguard. Daimler DS420 limo is next. We are just stood in front of the White Line Public House at the moment. A mighty mid-50s Chevrolet, a four-door Chevrolet. Famous Chevrolet Bel Air. Hillman Imp. MGA drives by. Cobra arrives. The gentleman who owns this Riley RM is a regular at many of the meets we get to. Most recently gatherings such as that at the White Lion in Ash. Now the field is starting to fill up very nicely now. What a variety of cars here today. Here's the old Ashley 1172 Coupe, so called because these used to be powered by Ford side valve engine, the 1172 side valve. Usually be mounted on the Ford Pop chassis as well. I don't think that one is, but most of them were back in the late 50s and early 1960s. Mark 1 version of the Ford Capri, very burbly V6 in that one, followed by the Reliant Scimitar GTE. An immaculate example that is. And the limited edition Mini Rio. On several runnings of the Audlem Festival of Transport we have been here, and it has been particularly damp, everyone hiding in their cars from the rain, people in convertibles hiding under umbrellas. But fortunately that's not the case today. We are blessed with some splendid weather, which, given the weather we've had of late, is pretty amazing. And talking of amazing, a great little Hankelow three-wheeler. Oh, look at this Humber. Good heavens, what's going on with there? What an incredible looking car. Frankenstein. Yeah, I've never seen that before. That warrants a closer look later, I think, young man. I think it is aftermarket. The mighty Jaguar 420G, which was an updated version of the Mark 10.
Yeah, they used to do an 80
Couple more pre-war cars here. What's this, a Standard, I think? Very nice too, mid-1930s, followed by a Riley, possibly a Lynx maybe? Next, into the field here at Hankelow, an immaculate four-door Morris Marina, followed by a BMW Z3. Oh, a little Wolseley Hornet. This one a very special Wolseley Hornet, given that it is supercharged. Left-hand drive MGTD, presumably an import from the States. The Mark III Mini. There we go, it is a JB van. That's the old commercial operator's disc in the window there as well. So the JB had the overhead valve engine. The second vintage Austin 12. Fiat 500 follows that lovely little Austin 7. The Austin A60 Cambridge. 1622 B series engine in that one. MX-5 Mark 1. Another Mini Duo looms into view. The Mini 95 van, followed by Mark III Mini Saloon. Aerial Atom. Porsche 924.
At the very end, please.
I can hear the distinctive dub 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 of a Field Marshal tractor. Yes, the very distinctive beat of the Field Marshal tractor. What a fantastic thing. An Austin badge version of the Morris Minor van. The recreation of an old Boy Scouts truck, followed by Porsche 911 Targa and the Mark 1 Ford Capri. Nice vintage Elvis. '67 Jaguar Mark II, followed by XJS convertible. There's an MG midget. This Phase 1 Vanguard is such a Bobby Dazzler. Quite an early one. Phase 1s have these very narrow slatted grills and the beetleback styling. The Phase 1A stuck with the beetleback styling. It had slightly chunkier grill bars. And then the Phase 2 came along and that had a normal separate boot. This one, what date is this one? Sold new December 1951. There we go. Another J-type. Fantastic Ford Consul Capri here. Let's just have a general amble about. Of course the cars gather at the field at the end of the little road run in Audlem itself, so we'll no doubt have a look at the cars once they're parked up there anyway. But there is a little bit more space here. Just to have a bit of an amble around. I wanted to have a closer look at that highly unique Humber, the old Humber Hawk. Wow. I wonder what the story behind this is. Certainly a car I have never seen before. This is that magnificent 420G that we saw driving in before. This was a slightly updated version of the old Jaguar Mark X. The Mark X had the 3.8 litre version of the XK engine. This had the 4.2. And the chassis and running gear of this car formed the basis of that Daimler DS420 limo that we saw driving in before, the two-tone car. Magnificent Rover. Followed by an E-Series Vauxhall Cresta. Mk1 Mini, or rather this is actually an Austin 7 badged early Mini. Another E-Series Vauxhall there as well, another Cresta, slightly different year, slightly different trim. 6-cylinder. Oh, they're really flooding in now. TR3A is a regular at many of the classic car shows that we get to, as is I think the frog eye behind it, the TR6. The big Healy, the Austin Healy, lovely straight six Burble, Jaguar XK8 here, the coupe version, MGB, make that 2 MGBs, fantastic Rudge, Fiat Abarth, Ford Anglia Super. The gentleman who owns that I think follows the Old Classic Car channel, so thanks for that. Another midget, a rubber bumper midget, the 1500cc Triumph 1500. A pair of MGAs. And still they pour in MG after MG. There's an RV8, MG TF. I'm assuming all these MGs met up somewhere before coming down here in one. And the TF there. 2003 example behind that. More chrome bumper MGB here. Pair of GTs. Another stunning Alvis. We like that. And behind this MG Roadster we have a very modified Saab 96. This one is turbocharged. Behind that, the Mark III Ford Escort. And here we have a Fiat 600. We had a 500 just a moment ago, and this is the slightly larger 600. The highly tempting smell of bacon is wafting over the field here in Hankelow. Many people are partaking in the option of buying a bacon and sausage sandwich, I notice. Very wise indeed. There's that black pop that we saw driving in before. If we just amble around here, just have a general look around. There's those two cream MGAs, the Triumph 1500, MGB converted to chrome bumpers. We've had quite a chat with the owner of that one at shows previous. Series 2 E-Type, the E-Type 2+2 with the 4.2 litre XK engine. There's a disco over there, the Mexico Estate.
And also
This is a Seaver, oldie worldy looking car, designed to look like something from maybe the 1910s, but actually based on the 50s Ford Pop, hence the wheels. Citroen Traction Evolve, the Light 15. Morris 8 Series 1 Tourer. Another old Ford V8. There's the gentleman in his recently purchased MGB, more often seen in that fastback Triumph Spitfire, the pale blue one with the Ashley roof on it. This overflow field here is the field where cars slightly later arrivals amass. We haven't seen all of these arrive. Oh look, a 99 Turbo. Ooh, I like that. Two-door 99 Turbo. These were sold here in either red or black. Yeah, very, very nice too. I do like these. Just under 2 litre engine, fuel injected. Yes, indeed.
That's so cool, actually.
Yeah, 140, 145 brake horsepower in these. Four speed box. Ford Galaxy 500, Triumph GT6 Mark III. Look at this mighty Galaxy. We saw this one at the Royal Oak meet just a month or two back. That was the time when we took the Dodge pickup out and it failed to proceed, it wouldn't start. And the AA man came out and spent quite a lot of time with far more battery power than I had to get it running, and then we ended up driving it back home. We've got an Elvis Presley 8-track cartridge in this one. How cool is that? What do we have over here? Another Chevy. Interesting, it's got the 3 little portholes in the back of the front wing, which is not dissimilar to the arrangement that Buicks often had at the time. They used to have like circular portholes in the back of the front wing. Here's that lovely Series 1 Morris 8 Tourer. A Triumph Stag, a 3 litre V8. One of several Morgans we've seen here today. Jaguar XK. There's a little Spitty. There's that lovely Traction Avant. Yeah, some lovely cars here today, Audlem. The weather's really brought out some glorious cars. You do have to pre-book. We've got a 2.5 litre Riley RM here. You can just see the pale blue background to the badge on the radiator. That tells us it's a 2.5 as opposed to a 1.5. A mini moke here. A little Moggy 2-door, Moggy 1000. MX-5. Carman converted VW Cabriolet, left-hand drive as they all are. 911 over here. Capri Laser. Yeah, there's a very original looking Moggy just in the background. Over in the corner here we have an early Series 2 Morris Minor. It's an early one with a cheese grater grille, and this is so original. I've only ever seen this once before, and it was at one of the Hopley House meetings, maybe early this year or towards the end of last year, I forget which now. But it's incredible. This one's been upgraded. I think it's got a 1098cc version of the A-Series engine. Originally it would have had the 803, same as the Austin A30. Yeah, this one was being prepped for a European run, as far as I remember. Bit of a run round Europe. This has the long body moulding, which is the way this moulding here, it runs past the end of the gutter and continues to there. Most Moggies that you look at, even the Series 2s like this, the gutter comes down here and that's the end of this moulding, but for some reason some of them, the moulding carried on to here. Don't ask me why. Oh yeah, what a great proper oily ragger. It's even oilier than any of ours. Now we've bumped into the owner of the Morris Minor. So you're going to do a trip to where, was it? Looks. Oh, we got a bit of blurb in the window, I missed that. So that was the route that you did?
Yeah.
So where did you go? Dover to Calais?
Dover, Calais,
Yeah.
Belgium, Germany, Luxembourg, Switzerland, Italy, Monte Carlo, Nice, and then back again.
Any issues en route?
I had a puncture.
2,384. Wow. That is one well-travelled vehicle. Rover P6. Pair of Jaguars with a Riley RM in between. Is this a Mark 5? I think that's the Mark 5. Another Riley RM. This is a 1.5 litre car. And a glorious XK behind that, the XK120 drop head coupe. Beautiful car, an A35 van behind that. So it's an incredible turnout of classic cars here today. We've seen this one several times. Triumph Stag, lovely burble, very nice in black. Triumph TR6, Daimler V8 250, great little Vespa. MG midget, the 1500 midget. We've got a Rover 3-litre coupe. So that's on a C plate, so 1965. So that's got the old straight six in it before Rover brought in the Buick designed V8 units. So this is the earlier car. Slightly different grille, and the V8s have the extra lamps under the front headlights as standard. I don't think I've ever seen cars going that far down this particular part of the field. A Mitsubishi Lancer Turbo.
I'd follow a guy who built one, follow him on Instagram.
Look at this incredible Charabang. I'm trying to remember what that is. It may be an Albion. Rolls Royce. The 3 Series BMW Cabriolet. I think that's one of the Bauer conversions. It is indeed. Reliant Scimitar SS1. We've seen this one at the Swetnam Arms meeting. And another Porsche 911 Targa. Here's Herbie.
Which one? Back at home in your garage?
Yes.
No.
Well, it's only about another 20 minutes or so, and then the convoy, this huge convoy of classic cars, will be sauntering at a gentle pace down into Audlem. Usually lots of people come out from their houses, sit on deck chairs watching this huge parade of cars go by. I'm sure with the weather like this, today will be no different. But yeah, what an incredible turnout of vehicles. This Daimler on wedding duty, clearly, in the very recent past. Hopefully that will stay on. There's a great little BMW 2002 made up to look like one of the 2002 turbos. I remember seeing this one down at Bicester Heritage a little earlier this year. What a stunning car that is. What a glorious Norton over here. Wouldn't that look great in the living room? Alright, so I think it's time to get in and fire up the mighty V8.
soon coming along. Ford V8 Pilot, great stuff. Mazda MX-5, I think probably the only ones. And XR3i Cabriolet.
Now the automotive Tetris begins. Still they pour in here at the playing fields in the middle of Audlem. Quite a gathering of bubble cars now. Didn't see the others arriving, I just saw the little green Hankelow. So we've got a Trojan there. The Hankelow in the middle. And the Messerschmitt, or maybe the slightly later FMR, which I believe was a licensed built version of the Messerschmitt KR200. That's bringing up the rear. The really distinctive opening roof of the Messerschmitt is really quite something. Little two-stroke engine in that one, and behind it a Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow 1 and a Silver Spirit. There's the lovely Alvis. Make that two lovely Alvises. The Rover Sports Saloon, the P3. MGB's as popular as ever. Porsche 924. Lovely dark blue Triumph GT6. Facelifted version of the Jaguar XJS Coupe. And that lovely Vauxhall Velox. Cresta even. Distinctive purr of an air-cooled Citroen is next. Ford Escort behind that. Mark 5, I believe. Another Cresta, another E-Series Vauxhall Cresta, the 6-cylinder Cresta. Slightly different year, this one, different trim down the side, but the running gear I believe is pretty much the same. Burberry MGB GT. Vauxhall Viva HC, a 4-door saloon version, and an E46 3 Series Cabriolet behind that. An MG with a checkerboard effect to the radiator. What's that, a TC?
No. It's the same van here, man. It's the same van.
Pair of Porsche 944s. And there's another one in jet black.
Alright, mate.
Smart Roadster there. Oh yeah. Ford Thames 300e van. That's great. Same running gear as the Ford 100e. Behind that another classic van, this time the Austin badged version of the good old Morris van, the Morris Minor van. Separate chassis on these, unlike the cars which were monocoque or unibody construction. This is this incredible vehicle here, recreating an old Boy Scouts truck of the, well, probably the late teens, something like that. I think it's based on a 50s lorry chassis. One of the later Beetles, based on VW Golf running gear. Frog Eye Sprites. This one comes from the same stable as the dark blue Triumph TR3A that we saw before. Great early 70s Mini, about 1971. Another Mark 1 version of the Mazda MX-5, of course. Bright red Triumph TR6, followed by Herbie Spec VW Beetle. That's it on a B reg, so 1980, so that'll be one of the Mexican built VW Beetles. Look at that bonny little pickup truck behind it, it's the old Jowett Bradford. Probably getting a little bit warm in the queue. Spot of steam just coming out of the overflow underneath the radiator, but that's okay. There's that V8 Ford that we drove past a little while ago that was parked up in a lay-by, sounding pretty meaty. Chevrolet Bel Air, two-door Chevy Bel Air, very, very cool car. There's that Series 2 E-Type 2+2. It's on an F plate, so what would that be? Late 67, early to mid 1968, 4.2, straight 6. Lightweight Land Rover, diesel powered, I think. Little Lanchester LD10. It's one of the Briggs bodied cars. There were two versions of these available. One had Briggs bodywork and the other was by Barker. The Barker had 4-light coachwork with 2 windows per side, and the Briggs 6-light, i.e. 3 windows per side. Forward control Land Rover. Series 3 Royal Navy livery behind that. That's one of my favourite cars of today, a Citroen Light 15. It's a left-hand drive car, so that's an original French-built car. If it was right-hand drive with the chevrons on the grille behind the vertical grille slats, then it would have been one of the British, the Slough-built cars. But that's one of the French-built cars. Mark II Ford Zephyr. Didn't see this one arrive. Behind that we have the Hillman Imp powered Clan Crusader. Bright red Triumph TR6. There's the 2.5 litre Daimler V8 behind it. And here is that great little Vespa, the little Vespa 400. What a great little car that is. There's that glorious Jaguar XK120, the drop head coupe. So you had the Roadster, which had a much simpler roof assembly on it. Well, this is the more expensive drop head coupe variant. Perfect for a day like this. It was in the XK120 that the XK engine, the straight six, that will go on to serve well into the 1980s, made its debut. Yeah. One of the RS Capris 3 litre V6, a 3 litre V8 behind that. There's the Riley RM, the 1.5 litre car, original registration too. It's pursued by Mk1 MX-5 with personalised number plate and that great little Austin A35 van. Got a GMC half-ton pickup truck here, step-side body, probably 3/4 ton actually, slightly longer bed on it. Got a Riley RM, the 2.5 litre saloon now, very nice too. A magnificent Jaguar there. Another Saab 96, very, very late one on an R plate and the big chunky safety bumpers on that one. Somewhere in this queue there is that turbocharged 96 that we saw a little bit earlier arriving at the field in Hankelow. 99 turbo. Definitely another favourite of mine, I do like these. Yeah, very smart car that is. Oh, there it is, the turbocharged 96, quite a project that is. There's the Mitsubishi Lancer Turbo, the Bauer converted E30 3 Series BMW, Porsche 911 Targa. Well, that's all the vehicles now here in the field. The tractors were the last vehicles to arrive, followed by the fire engine, which closes off the particular convoy. Yeah, look. Again, just an incredible turnout. I don't think I've ever seen it this busy here, to be honest. It really is rammed. We have done videos here the last couple of years. Last year, I think I said we were in the Dodge pickup. The year before, a slightly rainy day, we came here in the old Dodge Tourer, the 1924 Dodge Tourer that we used to have. And also the Standard 8. We came over in convoy, and that is the time that the Standard 8 failed to proceed. The aftermarket, the repro fuel pump that was already fitted on it when we bought it, decided to pack up, so we had to push it into a farmer's yard, and we collected it that evening, and we had to fix things up. We made an original pump out of several old original AC mechanical pumps, and that is what's on there now. So yeah, that was a particularly memorable day here at Audlem just 2 years ago. But yeah, it was a very, very damp, very, very different day compared to the weather that we are enjoying today. It is spectacularly hot, and I think sitting space under the shade of the trees will be very much at a premium today. Now, my stomach tells me that it must be about time for lunch, so I think we will cut cross country, amble through all these wonderful old cars, try not to trip over anyone's deck chair, and we'll go and retrieve a sandwich from the car. We are all the way over on the back row. Dad's here, of course. There's MGB. He had a successful run over as well. I'm glad we set off when we did, because I haven't tried the Pilot in sort of consistent traffic. Would probably deal with it okay. I'm sure it's got a huge radiator on it, but either way, I was quite happy to avoid some of the queuing. And this is that glorious Ford Model A Coupe that we just caught a glimpse of arriving before. Nice doggy. Yeah, what a great old Model A left-hand drive, so probably brought in from America. 3.3 litre side valve engine in that one. What a great old girl that is. It's got like an aftermarket guard to protect the radiator there. Yeah, what a great old thing that is. I do like that a lot. A bit of info just in the window tells us this is a 1930 Model A Coupe. Yeah, what a great machine. This is brought in from Florida apparently. That instrument cluster will be familiar to most Model A owners. Very, very nice too. There's the fuel gauge on the top. The fuel tank itself is just here behind the dashboard over here. So that's just a beauty. What in fantastic condition. These two-door coupes are really, really popular. Many of them get hot rodded, which is always a bit of a shame. And the bonnet's just been lifted, so we can have a quick peer at that four-cylinder side valve motor. This is a very familiar scene. Same setup as we had in our AA truck, which was also 1930. We had that until a couple of years ago. I remember changing the water pump on it, just like that. And the carburetor, I bought an overhauled carburetor from the States. So it's all as simple as you like. There's the fuel filler cap. Just on the scuttle, the tank is behind there. Then you've got the feed through this filter here, gravity feed, and that just trickles down there, fills up the float chamber, and off you go. That's the inlet manifold, that's the exhaust manifold, and off you go. And there's a distributor on the top, nice and easy to get at, like on our old V8 Ford. Yeah, what a beauty this is. Right, now we are over here somewhere. That was a glorious Model A. I really like that. As I have said before, I could be very, very tempted with a Model A, probably a pickup. I wouldn't mind one of those. Here's the Pilot's younger brother.
Yeah. We need more look.
So the safety glove has been deployed on the MGB.
I just wonder how
And look over here next to the glorious Riley Lynx is this magnificent mid to late 1930s Derby era Bentley. What a cracker that is, isn't that just stunning? I just caught a glimpse of an information sheet on the front here. A 1934 3.5 litre coachwork by Park Ward. So, isn't that just, what a beauty that is, isn't it? There's our 1934 Standard 10 Deluxe. Oh, it's nice to see some pre-war cars at these events that we get to. And there's the original instruction book in the window. We like a bit of that. I spy things for sale. Quite like those mirrors actually. The bonnet is raised on the lovely Austin 12.4. There is the 4-cylinder engine. It's got little priming caps for each cylinder just on the top there, so on a cold winter's morning you could put a spot of motor spirit down there. Just gives it something to fire up on until the fuel from the carburettor, the fuel mix rather from the carburettor, gets pulled up. And there is the carburettor, lovely little Zenith. Yeah. Beautiful car. We've got the auto vac, fuel arrangement there. Window is open. Got a beautiful partition there for the rear seat passengers. Driver sits up this end. And here is the rear compartment, all beautifully retrimmed. Yes, it is an FMR. This lovely Alvis, the gentleman that owns this, originally owned the old Atco Standard lawnmower. Many years ago we bought a 1920s Atco mower just for a bit of a giggle. We bought it from this gentleman who owns this particularly lovely old Alvis. Let's have a quick peer inside. This lovely, look at the seat covers in there. Wowzers.
Well,
bonnet is up now on the Series 2 2+2 E-Type. There is the 4.2 litre version of Jaguar's famous XK engine.
Just going for a second look around and I didn't spot this.
Over here we have a Triton. This was a bit of a special. You got a Triumph engine within a Norton chassis, or Norton frame rather. A very rare bit of kit, this one. Shaft drive motor gutsy over here. Well, we do have a slight soft spot for slightly obscure French cars, so let's have a bit of a closer look at this magnificent Citroën Traction Avant, or front wheel drive. Look at that. Yeah. Like I say, the French ones have the chevrons on the outside of the grille, so that tells us what we're looking at here. Very simple interiors in these, look at that. Just a single instrument cluster, column, well I say column change, it's sort of a dash mounted change, it pokes through the dashboard. Yeah, very idiosyncratic cars these are, as so many Citroëns were for so many years. Think 2CV, the Citroën DS, the Citroën SM, all kind of pretty left field choices. Yeah, this is really, really nice.
Gearbox engine?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Bonnet now raised on the Oily Rag Series 2 Morris Minor. There's that reconditioned engine. Huh? Yeah, that's where they often rot out down there. But to be honest, these earlier Morris Minors seem to survive better than the later ones. Probably better metal. It's a lovely Oily Rag Massey Ferguson combine harvester over here. Very nice. Nice sort of garden ornament, one of those would be. Very, very oily. Just how we like things. Let's have a quick wander around here. There's a serious bit of kit, this one.
I'm with you.
Oh, the much missed Chumley Pageant of Power. This sticker from 2010. It would be remiss of me to walk past this magnificent Jaguar and not have a peer in through the window. The window is down. We have a bit of info. It is a Mark 5, I was right. 1950, so same year as the V8 Pilot. So these were built from 48 to 51 only. So it was launched along with the XK120 at the 1948 Earl's Court Motor Show. Oh, magnificent interior. Let's have a quick peek in there. How sumptuous and inviting is that interior. Lovely dashboard set back quite a long way just to give the driver and front seat passenger a bit of knee room. Oh, yeah. Definitely a very inviting interior. And while we're on the subject of interiors, the window is also open on the Riley alongside it, the 2.5 litre Riley. So again, we must have a peer inside. Old leather interior. Smells just right. Mix of leather, bit of wood, bit of petrol and oil smell as well. So very agreeable view down the bonnet as well. That's one of the great things with cars of this era, just after the war, well, either side of the war in fact, you get a great view out. One of the advantages of coming to a car show on such a lovely day like this is many car door windows are open, which means we can have a nice peer inside. Let's have a look inside this Daimler. Lovely interior in this one. While we're on a bit of a roll, let's have a look inside this Rover 3 litre coupe, the P5 3 litre with a straight 6 engine. Again, so the instrument binnacle is quite close to the driver. The coupe had those extra gauges under the main binnacle, the 4 smaller gauges just under the main cluster. And then the rest of the dash is quite a long way away. Yeah, very nice. So this is the coupe, and of course there was the P5 saloon as well, the Rover 3 litre saloon sold alongside this, which is the coupe. No problem at all inspecting the magnificent interior of this XK120 drophead coupe. Wow. And now about a slice of Americana, the Ford Thunderbird of the 1960s. In those non-politically correct days, these steering wheel assemblies were called a fat boy steering wheel because you could swing it out of the way so that you could clamber in and out with a little more ease if you were on the more comfortably built side of things, and then you just swing the steering wheel back over again once you were installed behind the wheel. But what an incredible dashboard that is. The way it wraps around over there and sort of continues along the door and round to the back. Pretty amazing interior. The MGB Roadster over here has the Export type extra lamps on the front and rear wings.
American spec.
I wondered that, yeah, I thought it was an American spec. Yes, I had a left-hand drive B, which was a federal spec, and that had the 3 wipers and the extra marker lamps on the front and rear wings.
People take them off when they bring them back.
Do they?
Yeah, well...
So whereabouts in America was this one then?
New York.
New York, was it?
Yeah.
Well, I like the stickers here.
That's from Audlem.
Yeah.
That's where we used to go before COVID.
Oh, was it? Did you? Wow.
Yeah, and...
So this one's been converted back to right-hand... Well, I say back. The first time I guess it was right-hand drive, wasn't it? Yeah.
I drove it for 12 months.
Yeah.
But it's not very nice, is it?
Yeah, but yeah, the triple wipers is a thing, isn't it, with the American spec cars? Yeah, we had a left-hand drive MGB Roadster development car, which had about 16,000 mile on it.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, that had a triple wiper arrangement, which is quite novel. A bit like the E-Type, that had the triple wipers, didn't it?
You needed 3 wipers on such a little screen.
No.
Yeah, right.
Well, I like the little certificate of inspection on there, Massachusetts.
That's right, it's from Massachusetts, that one is.
There's that glorious little Morris Cowley. You can always tell a Cowley because it has three stud wheel fixings. The Oxford's on 5. But yeah, a great mascot on here. So if we look under the front, we can see no brakes on the front axle. Just this gear arrangement here. That's the speedometer drive. That could well be an optional extra, like an aftermarket type thing. Lovely car, lovely RAC badge on there, the old honeycomb radiator core. The bonnet is raised so we can have a quick peer underneath. Got some spare plugs there, KLG, Kenelm Lee Guinness. He was the founder of the KLG spark plug company. He at one time used to race at Brooklands, apparently. Yeah, what a lovely engine. A little SU carburetor there, SU Skinner's Union, Adderley Park in Birmingham. And there's the magneto arrangement. So later cars, you got the coil ignition. Cars of this age typically have a magneto, and that's what you see there. These will give out a spark even if the car isn't connected up to a battery, whereas coil ignition relies on a battery. Oh, lovely. You got one of the fat belts there. Really nice. I love the way the core of the radiator is curved just like that, just like the nose of the front end. Hence bull nose for these particular Morrises. But no, that's lovely. There's the fuel filler there. So the tank, like the Model A, is under the scuttle there, whereas the Model A has the fuel filler cap over there. This one you have to pop the bonnet up and fill it from under here. So you just have to be a little bit careful, because I mean the hot side of the engine is over there on the other side, but even so you don't want to go splashing loads of fuel around, so it just pays to be a little bit careful. But what a beautiful little car this is. So I'm not quite sure the year, 23, 24, hang on, it's 1923, there we go.
They are, they're just something like silver there.
Oh, it's a beautiful little car. There's the old hooter. It's got a pipe holder. Never leave home without your pipe. A little ashtray there as well. All nickel plated as well, no chrome on these. It's an interesting little note in this year's programme saying costs for everything have risen significantly over the last few years, and ASET is now struggling to fund this event. Next year will incur further costs when Cheshire East Council implement a charge to use the car park as well as a field after ending free parking in Audlem this October. That's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Without your support, this event is very much in jeopardy. The gentleman with this lovely old pop over here has just come over and he brought us this. An oil filter, air filter, the oil bath air filter for a V8 Pilot. And so he's donated that to the OCC garage, so big thanks to him for that.
What do you think of that? Think it's any good? Aye.
Nice road safety transfer there in the window of this 100E Prefect.
NDO, never heard of that. It says it could do. Them like End Street, you could get them.
Dad's MGB's tucked away down there. Looks like he's gone walkabout. Well, it won't be long before the show starts winding down, and a mild drama. Quick phone call. I was only about 20 yards away and the phone went, and we have a slight minor issue with the old MX-5, in so much we have a failure. So as soon as there is a bit of a gap, which might not be straight away, we'll have to head home in the Pilot and pick up the spare. Anyway folks, I think we will probably wrap up this particular video. It's going to be a little while before we can get out. But yeah, we'll head back home in the Pilot. Mrs. OCC will stay with the MX-5. We'll go and find the spare key, then come back probably in the Modern, and then she can take that back home. So thank you very much for watching this particular video. It's been one of the best attended Audlem Festival of Transports we have ever been to. It has been absolutely huge. I think the glorious weather helped on that particular score. So thank you for watching. Please check out the rest of the channel while you're here. Like, comment, all that kind of thing. Subscribe if you like your old cars, just like this kind of thing. And there'll be many, many more videos along very, very soon. So bye for now.
Mazda MX-5, I think probably the only ones. And XR3i Cabriolet.